Hello everyone, and welcome to another Harsh Noise gear review. It has been several months since my last review, and that is because I ran out of gear to review, and also I moved and life happened, blah blah blah. But I'm back and I'm ready to review some more Harsh Noise gear. You'll see I got a lot of stuff here. I'm not reviewing all this stuff, I'm just going to be using it to review this thing. This is a power-starved device from Sele Official, cybergrunge.net. The only other person I know that sells anything like this is SaturnWorks Pedals. They call it a dying battery simulator. But cybergrunge.net, Sele Official, makes them out of recycled housing. You can get them from their website or by contacting Elucidated Void. That's how I got this one. I had to repair it a little bit, but it works perfectly. I'm going to go over the features of this thing and then an overview about what is Power Starve and how can we use it on all this stuff. First, the features. We have an input, a 9-volt input. Then we have a 9-volt output. And then we have a knob and a switch. You input your 9-volt here and you output into your pedal. This attenuates the voltage that's going through from 9 volts all the way down to basically off. Like 0.1 volt or something. The switch is 2 modes. The first mode is direct, and that means the knob controls the current at like 1-to-1. So you change the knob and it changes the current. In the other mode, it has a something inside, either a capacitor or an LED or something that holds charge. And in this mode, you can dial it down and then it'll slowly die down to that position. When you dial it back up, it comes right back up, but it dies down slowly when you're in this mode. Okay, so what is Power Starve? Power Starve is when you take something that's at full power and you run it at less power. Now, there's a common kind of power starve that some people don't even know that they're doing, because there's some vintage pedals. A lot of vintage guitar pedals were designed for 12 volts of power, but instead they run modernly on 9 volts of power because that's what you have in your daisy chain. But you get different sounds out of different pedals when you run them at different volumes. You also get different sounds out of different noise synthesizers, and I'm going to go over all of that. Essentially, you put less power in through the circuit, and it acts differently when it's on less power. Generally, though, what happens with pedals, analog pedals, you don't want to do this with anything digital. It will fry your digital device, or it'll just make it stop working, or it'll just turn it off, or it won't. Or, like, best case scenario, your digital device doesn't do anything interesting when at low power. Worst case scenario, very common case scenario, you will fry your digital device. So I have like this one digital pedal, the Canyon. I'm not going to try power starving it because I don't want to risk it. But I have a bunch of analog pedals here. I'm going to contact microphone I'm going to use, and I've got some synths that have built-in power starve I'm going to show, and then I've got some other some noise synthesizers that I'm going to starve. Let's get started with some effects pedals, starving those. Now what we're going to do, let's start with starving the death metal. So the death metal is a classic pedal. You probably have this pedal at home, just dig it up. Yeah, we got our Echo Lightwave Unspeakable contact mic. I don't know if you missed out on these, but these are like my favorite contact mics to use. The big PCB board, or the beast in PCB stands for board. Very good contact mics. Anywho, so we plug in our power starver into our death metal, then we plug in our 9-volt. Right? Let's make sure we're at full power here. Okay, so we are on. Beautiful. That is a full power. That's a full power death metal. Now, I'm not getting any feedback from this right now because I'm on headphones. Let me turn up my amps so I get some ambient room. Ooh, a little too much. But yeah, I'm not getting any feedback because I'm using headphones right now. But, great contact mic, great pedal. Let's starve it. So as you can hear, there's a kind of like ripping, tearing as it kind of gates and only lets like it kind of gates the signal and lets less and less signal through as it goes lower power. And you heard after like around this, like it starts at this position on the knob, but after it goes to around this position on the knob, like here, it starts dying down completely, and there's no effect for the second half of this knob turn. Let's hear. Now, you also notice that the sound, it just gets quieter. Now we can solve the quietness issue, and we can pick up on the bizarreness of the dying analog in a fun way by running it through more gain or more distortion. Let's do it. And it's going to sound nasty, so that's also why I'm doing it. This is the rat pedal, another distortion pedal, and we're going to run distortion into a distortion contact mic. But now we're going to starve the death metal. Yeah, so you can hear I can kind of get it like right at the edge of where this is starving, and then it makes some really cool kind of like scraping minimal sounds as the signal barely fits through. Let's try starving something else. Let's starve a fuzz and do the same thing. We got the DoD Carcosa Fuzz, a great fuzz pedal. Let's starve it. Now let's give it some distortion. Very cool. The last thing I want to, the last pedal I want to demo distorting is something that I wasn't expecting to be fun, but is actually very fun. An EQ pedal. Because what it sounds like it's doing is, you'll see, but it sounds like it's like only letting certain frequencies. It's really cool. You'll see. But it basically starves it and gates, starts gating different frequencies that you select. Yeah, there's like a sweet spot I just found. I got carried away. It was too much fun. Yeah, so that's what you can kind of do with analog distortion gain, distortion fuzz, and EQ pedals. I don't have any other analog pedals to demonstrate right now, or else I would. Let's move on to how it works on synthesizers, because that's what I use this thing for most commonly, is synthesizers, the noise synths. But I'm going to keep one of these gain pedals out. Well, let's use the Carcosa. I'm going to keep the fuzz out, and we are going to, because we, let's use a fan favorite. Yet let's use the cunt. And let's run this in for now. This is the cunt from Gen Thals, the cut up noise thingy. This is a 5 oscillator drone from Sele Official. I'm going to plug them all in, and we're going to take turns starving stuff. Now, when you starve a noise synth, gotta be careful. Make sure there's no digital stuff. No, like, it's got to be analog, and it's got to have just like simple noise oscillators, like stuff from Sailorficial or Genthals or Electro Lobotomy or you know, anything that's just like noise oscillators and not a digital brain. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is let's starve the cunt first. You know, everyone's. Yeah, I've got a starving cunt. Okay. And the reason I've got this is because we are going to want some additional gain when you starve noise synthesizers. They get very quiet, and you're going to want some gain to boost them up to pick up those sounds because they sound gnarly when they're starving. Let's starve the cunt. Let's flip it on. An amazing instrument. Anywho, let's starve it. That's right, a whole nother fun knob for your cunt. Amazing. But let's use some distortion, like we were gonna, some fuzz, like we said. Lots of fun. That's the starving cunt. Let's starve something else. Let's starve this 5 oscillator drone. This is gonna have some funky. This one I know has some very, very, very cool sounds when starving. Let's get it so you can see the lights. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I'm going to flip this into its other mode so you can hear this synth die as I turn down the knob and then it dies. Okay, this thing is just too much fun, but I'm gonna try it on my own synthesizers. That's right. Machalat and Ashmodai, the demonic phylacteries I have built with the assistance of Echo Lightwave Unspeakable. Let's try Machalat first. Alright, let's try it with fuzz and hear that demon crackle dying. Alright, let's try it with Ashmodai, a little more complex of a synthesizer. And let's starve it. Okay, now let's starve it through the fuzz. And now, just for fun, I'm going to make it even harsher and give you all what is, I guess, almost a signature move at this point, which is like to do a little performance with the death metal at the end. But let's give it a shot. Because I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about with... Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't cover everything I wanted to talk about with Power Starve. Not yet. I have some synthesizers you can buy, and some pedals have built-in Power Starve. I don't have any pedals that have built-in Power Starve, but I do have this electro-lobotomy Hadron Collider, which I will be reviewing soon, which looks like the knobs emoji. And this is a Power Starve. This is a Power Choke. These are like oscillator knobs, other stuff. But this is a Power Starve and Power Choke, which is really cool, and what makes this synth really awesome. This is a mystery synth from Sele Official. This is its dedicated Power Starve. Very cool. This was one of my first synthesizers. I had no idea what any of this stuff does. I still don't. It's fantastic. Yeah. But now I'm going to I'll play you out. Thank you. For my final trick, I would like to just let this, you know what? For my final trick, this synthesizer is going to be our dying note. Because I like the way this one dies. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to start doing more videos on the regular. Thank you.